Right now, somewhere in America, a contractor is firing up a backhoe that rolled off the assembly line before most of his crew was even born. No GPS, no touchscreen, no emission system to babysit, just raw diesel power, mechanical simplicity, and a machine that refuses to quit. While dealerships push six-figure loaders packed with electronics that break, old-school operators are quietly printing money with vintage iron that costs less than a used sedan. These are the 10 vintage backhoes contractors absolutely refuse to give up. Number 1. Case 580. Let's start with a machine that many contractors consider the original workhorse of the backhoe world. The Case 580C was introduced by the J.I. Case Company in the late 1970s and remained in production into the early 1980s. It was powered by a 207 cubic inch Case diesel engine that was naturally aspirated and known for being incredibly long-lived when properly maintained. The 580C came with two transmission options. You could get a mechanical shuttle, which used a standard clutch and pressure plate, or you could opt for the power shuttle, which was equipped with a torque converter. Most contractors preferred the power shuttle for its smoother operation, especially during repetitive loading work. What makes the 580C so beloved is its sheer simplicity. There are no computers, no electronic sensors, and no emissions equipment. If something breaks, a reasonably skilled mechanic can diagnose and fix it with basic hand tools. The hydraulic system delivers consistent performance whether you are digging trenches, loading trucks, or moving material around a job site. One of the visual identifiers of the 580C is its dual boom cylinders, one mounted on each side of the boom. This is an easy way to distinguish it from later models that moved to a single center-mounted cylinder. Parts for the 580C remain widely available today, both as OEM components and quality aftermarket replacements. That parts availability is a huge part of why these machines are still earning their keep decades after production ended. Number 2. Case 580K. If the 580C started the legend, the Case 580K perfected it. Produced between 1987 and 1994, the 580K is arguably the single most popular backhoe loader ever built in its class. The reason comes down to one critical upgrade: the engine. Case replaced its older proprietary engine with a 4-cylinder Cummins diesel, specifically the Cummins 4390, delivering approximately 57 to 75 horsepower depending on the configuration. This Cummins engine is known for reliable cold weather starts, strong torque output, and respectable fuel economy. It was a major leap forward from the engines used in the 580C and 580D. The 580K was available in both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive configurations, and many units came equipped with the optional extender hoe feature, which increases the digging depth beyond the standard reach. The hydraulic system was designed for smooth and responsive operation, and operators consistently praised the machine for allowing precise bucket control without sacrificing speed or power. The shuttle transmission and hydraulic components on the 580K are straightforward to service. Because the machine was produced in very high volumes over its 7-year production run, parts are abundant and affordable. You can find everything from complete engine rebuild kits to individual hydraulic seals without any trouble. Walk onto almost any small to mid-sized construction site in North America, and there is a very good chance you will see a 580K still at work. Municipalities love them for utility maintenance, landscapers use them for grading and trenching, and general contractors rely on them for everything from foundation work to site cleanup. The 580K is quite simply the backhoe that built modern America. Number 3. Case 580 Super L. The Case 580 Super L was manufactured from 1996 to 2005 and represents the next evolution in the legendary 580 lineage. It weighed approximately 6 tons and featured a turbocharged Cummins 4BT diesel engine that delivered noticeably more power than its predecessors. The Super L raised the comfort bar significantly. It featured a wider cab design and introduced pilot-operated controls, which reduced operator fatigue during long shifts. The machine could travel at speeds up to approximately 50 kilometers per hour, making it one of the faster backhoes in its class for roading between job sites. With a standard digging depth of approximately 14 feet and the extender hoe option pushing that even deeper, the 580 Super L could handle utility trenching, drainage installation, and residential foundation work with ease. The loader bucket capacity of approximately 1.25 cubic yards made it efficient for material handling as well. The 580 Super L became especially popular with contractors who needed a machine that could do serious commercial work but still be maintained without specialized dealer tools. The Cummins engine is well documented, parts are everywhere, and the machine has proven itself over millions of operating hours across the globe. Number 4. John Deere 310. John Deere entered the backhoe loader market in 1971 with the JD 310, and it immediately established the company as a serious competitor to Case. The original 310 offered 50 horsepower and was designed for general digging, trenching, and loader work with an emphasis on simple mechanics and strong hydraulic performance. The machine featured easy service access, and contractors quickly appreciated that John Deere agricultural DNA translated well into construction equipment. The 310 was rugged, dependable, and came with the kind of dealer support network that Case and others struggled to match in rural areas. Over the decades, the 310 line evolved through multiple variants. The 310A arrived in the late 1970s with 62 horsepower. The 310B followed in the early 1980s with further refinements. The 310D, manufactured from 1990 to 1996, weighed approximately 6.17 tons and featured a digging depth of about 5.5 meters with a maximum horizontal reach of 7.5 meters. The John Deere 310 series holds a special place in the hearts of contractors who grew up on Deere equipment. The green and yellow paint scheme is practically a badge of honor on certain job sites. Parts availability through the extensive John Deere dealer network is excellent, and many independent mechanics are familiar with the platform, which keeps maintenance costs manageable. In 2021, John Deere celebrated the 50th anniversary of the 310 backhoe line, a testament to how important this machine has been to the company and to the industry. Brian Hennings, product manager at John Deere Construction and Forestry, publicly acknowledged the significance of the milestone, calling it a celebration of half a century of reliability and customer value. Number 5. Caterpillar 416. When Caterpillar entered the backhoe loader market in 1985 with the 416, it brought the most recognized name in heavy equipment to a segment that had been dominated by Case and John Deere. The original Cat 416 was manufactured from 1985 to 1993 and weighed approximately 6.09 tons. The first generation 416 was powered by a Perkins 4236 four-cylinder direct injection diesel engine. This 236 cubic inch engine produced 62 horsepower and 197 pound-feet of torque at 1,350 RPM. The machine came with a four-wheel drive power shuttle transmission and a single-stage torque converter. The Cat 416 offered a digging depth of approximately 4.3 meters and a maximum horizontal reach of 6.5 meters. It could travel at speeds up to about 32 kilometers per hour. What set the Cat 416 apart was the Caterpillar name itself. Contractors who already ran Cat dozers, excavators, and loaders could now add a backhoe to their fleet with the confidence that came from Caterpillar's reputation for durability and the company's extensive parts and service network. The 416 evolved through several generations. The 416B brought a Caterpillar 3054 four-cylinder, 4.0-liter diesel engine producing 70 to 74 net horsepower, and the 416C, manufactured from 1996 to 2001, weighed 6.3 tons and pushed travel speeds to 34 kilometers per hour. Each iteration improved on the last while maintaining the mechanical accessibility that made the platform popular. Many early-generation Cat 416 machines are still in active service today, particularly with municipalities and utility companies that value the long-term reliability and the ability to source parts through the Caterpillar dealer network. Number 6. Ford 555. The Ford 555 is one of the most recognizable vintage backhoe loaders in existence. Manufactured from 1978 to 1984, it was powered by Ford's legendary 201 cubic inch three-cylinder diesel engine, which produced approximately 57 horsepower. This engine featured a bore and stroke of 112 millimeters each and a compression ratio of 16.3 to 1. The 555 was offered as a two-wheel drive machine and came with two transmission choices, a 6-speed forward, 4-speed reverse unsynchronized gear transmission with manual reverse, or a 4-speed forward, 4-speed reverse transmission with a torque converter. Maximum travel speed was approximately 20 miles per hour. At nearly 12,000 pounds, the Ford 555 provided the stability needed for serious backhoe and loader work. The loader bucket capacity of 1 cubic yard was standard, and the backhoe could dig to a depth of about 14 feet. The 555 evolved through several variants that kept it relevant for nearly 2 decades. The 555A arrived in 1984 with improved transmission options and hydraulic response. The 555B, produced in the mid to late 1980s, maintained the 3-cylinder engine but refined the overall package. In 1989, Ford introduced the 555C, which marked a significant shift to a 4-cylinder diesel engine that substantially increased torque and made the machine more competitive for heavy commercial excavation. The original 555, 555A, and 555B models are still prized today for their mechanical simplicity, durability, and ease of service. They hold a special place among contractors who appreciate a machine that can be fixed with a basic set of tools and a little know-how. Number 7. JCB 3CX. No list of legendary backhoes would be complete without the JCB 3CX. The JCB story begins in 1945 when Joseph Cyril Bamford founded the company in a garage in Autoxeter, Staffordshire, England, making tipping trailers from wartime scrap. In 1953, JCB debuted the backhoe loader concept, combining a hydraulic rear excavator with a front-mounted shovel. It was a revolutionary idea that would go on to define an entire equipment category. The 3C series began making its mark in the late 1970s, with the 3C3 model from 1977 selling in massive numbers. The direct successor was the 3CX, introduced in 1980, which brought a range of innovations and cemented JCB's position as a global leader. The 3CX Sightmaster variant, first produced in 1985, became JCB's most popular backhoe ever. One of the signature features of the 3CX is the side shift system, which allows the entire backhoe assembly to be hydraulically traversed across the rear frame. This means operators can dig right next to walls and buildings without repositioning the entire machine, a capability that saves enormous time on urban job sites. In 2004, JCB made a bold move by replacing the Perkins engines it had been using with its own in-house designed Diesel Max engine. This engine was purpose-built for construction equipment, delivering massive torque at low RPMs. The torque lock transmission feature creates a direct connection between the engine and gearbox at higher speeds, reducing fuel consumption during road travel by up to 25%. To date, JCB has manufactured more than 600,000 backhoe loaders, and the 3CX remains the flagship product. While it is more commonly associated with European and international markets, the 3CX has a growing and loyal following among contractors in North America as well. Number 8. Case 580. Super K. The Case 580 Super K was built between 1992 and 1994, and it occupies a special niche as the bridge between the beloved 580K and the more modern Super L. It retained the rugged, no-nonsense character of the K series while introducing upgrades that improved digging performance and operator comfort. The Super K was offered in both 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive configurations, and continued to use the proven Cummins diesel engine that made the standard 580K so reliable. The machine was widely praised for its durability, power, and ease of service. One visual identifier that sets the Super K apart from the standard 580K is its boom configuration. The Super K uses a single center-mounted boom cylinder, whereas earlier C-Series machines featured dual cylinders mounted on each side of the boom. This is a quick and easy way to identify the machine in the field. Common maintenance areas on the Super K include brake replacement, hydraulic cylinder seal kits, backhoe pins and bushings, transmission components, and cooling system parts. All of these are readily available through aftermarket suppliers, which keeps operating costs low even as these machines age. The 580 Super K is a particular favorite among small contractors and owner-operators who need a machine that can handle a full day of trenching and loading work without requiring a factory-trained technician on standby. Its short production run of just 2 years makes it somewhat less common than the standard 580K, which adds a certain collector appeal while still being a fully capable working machine. Number 9. Massey Ferguson 50HX. The Massey Ferguson 50HX is a machine that often gets overlooked in backhoe conversations dominated by Case, Deere, and Caterpillar. But contractors who have owned one will tell you it deserves a place at the table. Manufactured between 1987 and 1997, the 50HX was powered by a Perkins A4248 4-stroke 4-cylinder liquid-cooled diesel engine rated at 77 horsepower. The engine produced 2 11 pound-feet of torque at 1,400 RPM, and the machine came with a power shuttle transmission equipped with a torque converter. 4-wheel drive models used 14 by 17.5 front tires and 19.5 L by 24 rear tires, while 2-wheel drive models ran 11 L by 16 fronts and 16.9 by 28 rears. The 50HX weighed approximately 14,304 pounds and featured a wheelbase of about 85.7 inches. The front loader had a maximum lift height of 165.5 inches at the pin, with a bucket dump clearance of 108 inches. The lift capacity was 6,017 pounds at maximum height, and the loader breakout force was 8,838 pounds. On the backhoe end, the MF450 extendable backhoe offered a maximum digging depth of 228 inches, which translates to 19 feet, and an overall reach of 269.4 inches from the swing pivot at ground line. Bucket digging force was rated at 10,756 pounds, and dipper stick digging force came in at 7,604 pounds. The Massey Ferguson name carries tremendous weight in agricultural communities, and the 50HX found its natural home with farm contractors and rural excavation operators. The Perkins engine is a known quantity with excellent parts availability worldwide, and the overall build quality has allowed many of these machines to far outlast their expected service life. Number 10. Komatsu WB140. Rounding out our list is the Komatsu WB140, which bridges the gap between true vintage and modern equipment. Manufactured between 1999 and 2003, the WB140 was powered by a Komatsu S4D1061FH engine, producing 86 horsepower. It used a synchro power shuttle transmission for smooth directional changes. The WB140 offered a digging depth of approximately 14 feet, 7 inches, making it competitive with comparable machines from Case and John Deere. It weighed approximately 19,731 pounds, which gave it excellent stability during backhoe operations. What distinguished the Komatsu WB140 was its closed-center load-sensing hydraulic system. Unlike the open-center systems found on most competing backhoes of the era, the load-sensing system delivered hydraulic flow only when demanded, which improved fuel efficiency and reduced heat buildup in the hydraulic system during extended operation. The cab offered wide visibility, ergonomic controls, and a comfortable seating position that reduced operator fatigue during long shifts. Komatsu's reputation for building durable, well-engineered equipment carried over fully to the WB140. The WB140 evolved into later models, including the WB142N, which maintained the same fundamental design philosophy while meeting updated emissions standards. Parts remain available through Komatsu's dealer network, and the machines have proven reliable enough that many are still in active service. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our next deep dive into the equipment that keeps the construction world moving. Drop a comment below and let us know which vintage backhoe you swear by. We will see you in the next one.